Welcome to 5 News. I'm Emma Crosby. A taxi driver has been jailed for a minimum of 25 years for murdering Sian O'Callaghan, who went missing after leaving a nightclub in Swindon last year. Christopher Halliwell picked up the 22-year-old in his cab before sexually assaulting and stabbing her twice. The court was told he'd spent the night driving around the town looking for a victim. It can now also be reported that Halliwell admitted to murdering 20-year-old Becky Godden-Edwards and led police to her body. But he won't face justice for the killing because of the way that a policeman dealt with his confession. Well, Peter Lane is at Bristol Crown Court for us tonight. And what happened in court today, Peter? What can you tell us about why this man will not face justice for Becky Godden-Edwards' death?
Well, there'll be a lot.
Just a couple of weeks ago when this story was just surfacing. What do you make of the speed in which the number of victims are coming forward?
It's quite amazing.
Had abuse, not necessarily linked to Jimmy Savile, but it's certainly being created.
Yeah, I think, yes.
And now we hear that the police are launching a criminal investigation.
They are.
And there are over 400 lines of inquiry and potentially over 200 victims. I mean, this is a staggering case, isn't it?
It is. And
there are people they need to talk to who are still alive.
Yes.
Do you think that he could have been part of a bigger ring, and we will see prosecutions here, people who have maybe also abused, who are still with us today, who can face from NAPAC? Well, let's bring you some breaking news now. In the last few minutes, the Conservative MP Andrew Mitchell has resigned as Chief Whip. He'd been under fire for... Detectives investigating the disappearance of British toddler Ben Needham on the Greek island of Kos 21 years ago have begun searching a patch of wasteland. They're investigating whether he could have been buried under a mound of rubble near the family's farmhouse. Experts from forces right across the UK, including police with sniffer dogs, have flown out to help with the search. Well, Julian Drucker is on the island of Kos.
Gone into quite a frenzy by that point, stabbing.
The fact that you were injured, Alex, you decided to carry on and try and arrest this man. Why did you do that?
Because I realised that I was okay enough to get up and carry on. I'd seen what had happened to me on my own with this guy. I didn't want to leave my colleague in the same situation, so I found my baton on the floor and I picked it up and carried on after them, and we went into a nearby housing estate where the male had run.
Now, you won a bravery award last night for determined.
It was an absolute honour because everyone's stories were fantastic. I was sort of quite humbled and in awe by some of the other stories from around the country, what officers have done. So to win the award was a fantastic thing. I think everyone's, what everyone did was incredible.
And yet, Alex, we've had a very unfortunate reminder this year, haven't we, about the dangers of police work with the deaths of PCs Fiona Bone and Nicola Hughes. It's a dangerous job, isn't it?
Yes, that was a particularly horrific incident that happened up there, and our thoughts are sort of very much with them and their families. It's a terrible thing that happened, and yeah, it's a reminder to us all of the dangers that police officers face. You never know what the job that you're going to is going to actually involve, and yeah, a real reminder of that.
But you love your job, right?
Absolutely. I wouldn't do anything else. It's there is no other job quite like it. It is unique, policing, and yeah, I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Alex, thanks very much.
Thank you.